Chapter 3, Caution. Nature abhors a void. So when JJ moved, life filled the time with everything that had faded to the background. Honeydew projects my ex-husband had never gotten done, adjusting to living on my single paycheck, my 21-year-old twins acting out because although they'd predicted the divorce 6 years before and thought they were ready, they weren't. I wasn't. I didn't think there would be anything to grieve. Shit, I'd been grieving 9 years. I had even gone to therapy trying to adjust to my loveless, sexless marriage. The first time I'd gotten divorced, there had been therapy and a divorce support group at a local church for months. After my divorce from Drew, there was therapy and JJ. And JJ was gone. And in his absence, I felt once more invisible. Sadness dwells in the spaces between desire and possibility. The absence of a goal's reality like a cold blanket enveloping me. Sadness lives in the wonder, what might have been, the questions of why X didn't happen, the doubt of whether you were better off then. So visible, yet so obscure, surrounded, but alone for sure, belonging to no one anymore, invisible. I had so many doubts. A date, a kiss, a word, a text. Will this latest try at love grant success? Will the chemistry fizzle or will it grow? Trustworthy enough to let my feelings show? Why does it seem like love was easier at 15, 25, or 32? Why hit 40 and suddenly in love, I have no clue. Does his past life matter? Will his words be harsh? Has he really changed? Can wildness just depart? How long to wait before sexual intercourse begins? How important is our ability to be friends? Is the inner warning sacred or just fear from the past? Will I make the same mistakes I made with my last? Have I healed? Am I ready to love fully again? Or should I simply try exchanging benefits with a friend? So many questions swirling, answers, they are few. So how does a 40-year-old woman know what to do? Is he a good man, kind and sure, trustworthy and fair? Or is he just pretending, acting like he cares? Is he here to take advantage, a wolf in disguise? Is that deceit or honesty shining from his eyes? I wish I knew the answers. I wish I knew the score. All I truly know is love needs an open door. But what lies on the other side is never certain, never sure. Therapy dredges up the past. You sift through old memories and see how much you healed or if the healing process started at all. My first marriage sometimes became the topic of conversation. I was naive, gullible, so book smart, yet so clueless about men. I'd chosen the path less traveled, abstinence till marriage, and that had meant one real boyfriend in high school, 2 in college, and very little knowledge of what to look for in men. Then my list was Christian, church-going, and a good man. I don't believe good matters much anymore, but that's a conversation for a further chapter. Husband 1 was charming, church-going. I had him say the sinner's prayer myself and took him to church, and he was the only man I'd met in my teens and 20s that seemed to understand me, the only one who didn't use words to describe me like intimidating. Once he had my guards down, it wasn't long before I fell. Blue water, green tree. She carries him like a mother carries her child, but he's her husband. Trust him like the sands that slip through her fingers at the beach, but loves him like an oak loves water. Born on the Mississippi, she's known water. Water as deep and dark as Mississippi mud or as clear as Bahama breezes. Water as cold as a hailstorm and as hard as a steel door. Water that closed around like death as she waits to exhale. He is her water. She is his tree. He runs, plays, visiting the beaches. She stands, toweringly waiting. He rages, rips houses apart, but just rolls around her roots, snagging only clumps of clay. He gurgles bubbled melodies to her whistle in the wind. He compliments her, supplies her, feeds her. Happily incompatible, they feed each other, separate, but joined by life. Moody like the moon, his tide waxes and wanes, she stands, rings centuries around her stature, holds the wealth of 1,000,000 generations of mother-lover sense in her outstretched arms. Her leaves fall into his ripples, 1,000,000 tears of change. We'd had a tumultuous almost 6 years. I lost myself then and in my second marriage. The first time, trying to become whatever would not set my husband off. The second time, trying to make myself believe that I could find total fulfillment in the title of wife, sans conversation, sex, touching, dates, affection, and the role of motherhood. But both times I emerged a shell of myself, having gained tons of weight, hiding my body in layer after layer, seeking obscurity so no man would notice me. Notice meant problems in both marriages. The first, the accusations that I was flirting, cheating, and the host of slurs that go with women who do both. In the second, notice created a different problem, the longing for all that was missing at home, that I could not possibly indulge in with a man I wasn't married to. My sons already had one cheater in their biological father. If I cheated, they would think no one in the world was faithful. In 2015, post-divorce, I was shedding all that negative programming. My goal was to feel comfortable in my skin, my space, to reclaim the right to have whatever attention came my way. JJ had given me the gift of embracing my sexuality, something both husbands had used against me. To the first, I was Jezebel, and to the second, Eve, spoiling our Garden of Eden because I wanted the fruit that I should have seen as forbidden because my second husband, Drew, had declared our sex life over, unilaterally. And being woman, wife, mother, I should have listened and had no say. I'd silence my sex drive with food, with busyness at work, with duties at home, sometimes with exercise and journaling, fasting and prayer.